So today we got a mashup of some pretty heavy hitters with Superman and Wonder Woman versus Hulk and Green Lantern. Who comes out on top? Let's find out. Rocketed to Earth as an infant from the doomed planet Krypton, Kal-El was adopted by the loving Kent family and raised in America's heartland as Clark Kent. Using his immense solar-fueled powers, he became Superman to defend mankind against all manner of threats while championing truth, justice, and the American way. Superman is arguably the strongest here in the DC universe and performed some truly incredible feats of strength, even helping to move the entire Earth before alongside Wonder Woman and Martian Manhunter. Has held a miniature black hole in his hands before, destroyed moons and planets, has beaten down beings like Darkseid and Doomsday. Superman has the ability to move much faster than light speeds, and has even been able to travel across the known universe in days as opposed to light years. In battle, Clark moves so fast able to land hundreds of strikes in just a few seconds, and his mind is just as fast too, allowing to process and understand vast amounts of information almost instantaneously. Superman is one of the most durable beings in existence, able to withstand bullets, missiles, bombs, and the man-made weapons without a scratch. In fact, you're more likely to hurt yourself by punching Superman than actually hurting him. Also take attacks from people like Martian Manhunter, Superboy Prime, Mongol, Doomsday, Despero, Darkseid, and others, even surviving direct exposure to his weaknesses like kryptonite or flying through red sun. Superman has limitless stamina as long as he's exposed to yellow sun radiation, and his body also emits a gravitational field that enables him to defy gravity and fly at faster than light speeds. Kal-El is able to suck in large amounts of air into his lungs and create strong gusts of wind with it, and he's able to control the temperature with which he expels this wind, resulting in his freeze breath. Superman also is able to convert stored solar energy to beams of thermal energy that reach a temperature comparable to stars. He's a capable fighter, and has knowledge of boxing, brawling, and pressure points, but he's by no means an expert fighter, instead relying on his incredible powers to win the fight. And on that same team, Wonder Woman. The princess of the Amazons, armed with the powers of a god, Wonder Woman is one of Earth's most powerful defenders of peace and equality, and a member of the Justice League. She's also considered an archetype for the comic book superheroine, standing for love, peace, and above all else, truth. Wonder Woman's powers are a result of a blessing from the gods, and she's one of the most powerful superheroes in the DC universe. Her super strength is comparable to the Earth itself, and on the same level as Superman and Shazam. They'll help move the Earth alongside Superman and Martian Manhunter. In Martian New 52, when Data removes her bracelets, her strength greatly increases, and she goes in berserker rage. Wonder Woman's top speed has never been documented, but she is able to approach the speed of light. She's able to keep up with characters like Jesse Quick. However, because of Diana's years of combat training, her reflexes even surprise the likes of Superman. She has an insane level of durability, and can resist thermonuclear explosions, hellfire, Superman's heat vision, as withstood attacks from the Man of Steel and even gods. She can fly at hypersonic speeds, doesn't grow tired, and has incredibly enhanced senses. She's been granted a degree of wisdom by the goddess Athena, which greatly helps with her tactical ability, and she's among the smartest and wisest members of the Justice League. Wonder Woman is a master of armed and unarmed combat, and is trained in a variety of different forms of martial arts. In fact, Batman considered her to be the greatest melee fighter on the planet, even putting her above Clark thanks to the extent of her training and her powers. Wonder Woman is gifted with the lasso of truth, which was forged by the Greek god Hephaestus, and is unbreakable and forces people to tell the truth. She also has the bracelets of victory, which are a pair of indestructible steel cuffs that are forged from the remains of Zeus's shield. Wonder Woman can use her reflexes to deflect projectiles, blades, punches, and even Darkseid's Omega beams. When Nana crosses in to protect herself, the bracelets generate an energy shield. They can protect her from large explosions and collisions. She also learned how to emit a devastating lightning attack thanks to the bracelet's connection to Zeus. Wonder Woman also has a magical sword that she uses specifically against people with invulnerability, because invulnerability generally doesn't work against magical items. So, that's what we got in one corner, Superman and Wonder Woman, DC's former power couple. But entering the ring, in the other corner, oh, it's two green, lean fighting machines, Hulk and Green Lantern. After being bombarded with a massive dose of gamma radiation while saving a young man's life during the testing of an experimental bomb, Dr. Robert Bruce Banner was transformed into the Incredible Hulk, a green behemoth who is the living personification of rage and pure physical strength. Now, Hulk is physically one of the strongest beings in the Marvel Universe, and has done some truly incredible things throughout the years. He supported a 150 billion ton mountain range, matched two Avengers teams for a while, overpowered Thor on multiple occasions, pushed spears of matter and antimatter apart, held the tectonic plates of a planet together, supported the weight of Exeter the Celestial, supported the weight of a star, destroyed the asteroid twice the size of Earth in one punch, destroyed planets and moons in the dark dimension, crushed adamantium in his bare hands, and destroyed Nightmare's realm with sheer power alone. However, technically speaking, all these feats aren't even at Hulk's limits, because Hulk has no limits. Hulk's strength is tied in with his emotions, and has a direct correlation with his rage, leading to the saying that the angrier Hulk gets, the stronger he gets. Hulk also has impressive superhuman speed despite his immense size. He can run up to 300 miles per hour, catch fighter jets and missiles with his bare hands, and his punches can even exceed the speed of sound, as evidenced by the air shockwaves he produces. Hulk is able to jump so fast and high that it can actually reach orbit. Then Hulk also has superhuman durability, being able to take countless attacks from Thor and Juggernaut without going down, survive a planet-destroying blast, heat that can melt adamantium, and use other attacks from Skyfather beings like Zeus. However, it is possible to damage the Hulk, but he has one of the greatest healing factors in the Marvel Universe. He can recover and heal from literally any injury, even regrowing 90% of his body in an instant. Then finally, last but not least, Green Lantern. With the ability to overcome great fear and harness the power of will, test pilot Hal Jordan was chosen to be the Green Lantern of Sector 2814, inheriting the ring of the dying alien Green Lantern Abin Sur. Through sheer willpower and determination, Hal has established an impressive record of heroism across the galaxy with the help of his fellow Green Lanterns as well as his peers in the Justice League. Now, Hal Jordan is one of the most powerful members of the Green Lantern Corps, and he can do a lot of incredible things with the Green Lantern Ring. Most famously, the ring can be used to create anything the wielder can imagine out of hard light energy. The more determined the wielder is, the more complex and intricate the constructs can be. In fact, they can be as complex as working machines or computers. But Hal likes to keep his constructs a bit more simple and straightforward. The ring can also project powerful energy beams, form protective bubbles and force fields, and fire destructive blasts. It allows his wielder to fly and achieve incredible speeds while flying. It can manipulate nearby matter to operate similar to an energy construct in order to serve a purpose that the energy construct can't. The ring can mind control a person, turn the wielder invisible, phase through objects, or create illusions. It can also increase or decrease the temperature of anything, even something as large as a star, create bubbles of its heat or cold down to absolute zero. It creates wormholes to other dimensions, heal the user, and the ring itself has a pocket dimension inside that can be used to contain opponents. Finally, the ring can also absorb powers from an opponent, like when GL absorbed all of Amazo's powers when the League fought the android for the first time. However, here's the only catch. The ring runs on power. When the power is depleted, it's useless until it's been recharged by the power battery. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now today, I just felt like doing a random matchup between some high-tier powerhouses. So we got DC's former power couple versus two lean green fighting machines. Superman and Wonder Woman versus Hulk and Green Lantern. Who's coming out on top here? Well, that's what we're going to find out. Also, just a note, since I know some people like to know these things, we'll be using both Post-Crisis and New 52 for all DC heroes, and a composite version of Hulk, so including World War Hulk, and you could even throw World Breaker Hulk in there too. Released World Breaker when he fought Scar. When Hulk destroys planets with shockwaves just seems to be a bit too much here, especially with Green Lantern on his side too. So with all that being said, we got a whole lot to go through, so let's get started. And starting out, need to address physicality. And starting with Superman, between post-crisis and New 52, Clark is shown 9. Count them, 9 moon level or even planetary level feats of strength. He's held back the moon against an ancient force that was causing the moon to fall into the Earth. He's pulled the Earth alongside Green Lantern, pulled the Earth alongside Wonder Woman and Martian Manhunter, pulled the moon alongside Wonder Woman and Green Lantern. He's moved the War World into the Phantom Zone. He's moved both the Earth and the moon. Then more recently, he's bench pressed the weight of the Earth for 5 days straight, and only barely broke a sweat. Along with Martian Manhunter, prevented Brainiac's ship from crashing into the Earth. The ship absolutely dwarfed the Earth. He's knocked out Mongol just a few punches. He's knocked out Wonder Woman with one punch, sent her flying from the sun all the way back to Earth. He's punched Hell so hard that it was felt from the core of the planet all the way outer space. And it's just casually taken Bizarro and tossed him out into space as well. That's just naming a few, considering that Superman has also injured people like Darkseid, Doomsday, Brainiac, and plenty more. Then of Wonder Woman, well, it's been remarked that just like Superman, she's one of the few potential people who can move a planet by hand. She's helped to move the Earth before alongside Superman and Martian Manhunter, helped to move the moon along with Superman and Green Lantern. Now it's steady against a force that was powerful enough to create a worldwide earthquake. She's been stated to be stronger than Hercules on multiple different occasions, has overpowered Kryptonians like Feora before, has actually defeated Supergirl. She's made Superman bleed for attacks on several occasions. And while Convict was able to take Superman's punches that can shatter small planets, Wonder Woman was able to knock the wind out of him with a blow. When Batman gained Kryptonian powers of his own, he was punched by Wonder Woman and remarked that it was the hardest punch he'd ever taken. And since Clark was a normal human at the moment, Bruce knew the only person stronger to throw that punch was Diana. Green Lantern is often undersold when it comes to strength, but he's helped Superman pull back the Earth, held the Earth together with constructs, pushed the moon by himself, and beat the hell out of Mongol or punched Cyborg Superman's jaw clean off. However, the strongest one here has got to be Hulk. I've already made a whole video about who's stronger between Superman and Hulk, so if you want a direct comparison between the two, go check that out. But he supported the weight of a star. He's held together the tectonic plates of the planet Sakaar, when people who were actually communicating with the planet itself believed that the planet wasn't going to hold. And he's also generated enough force to power the shield that was able to stop the planet destroyer Exitar. He snapped Red Hulk's arm, shook the whole planet during a fight with mutated animals, did it again while fighting against Red Hulk. He's repeatedly injured Thor and Hercules with his punches, sent them flying backwards, even stalemating Thor in terms of strength for an hour straight, and it took 2 of Sentry's hands to stop one of Hulk's punches. He's also knocked out Thor with one hit, since both Hercules and Jane Foster flying off him by just flexing his muscles. And remember, it's Composite Hulk, so we are including World War Hulk and World Breaker in the video. So it's looking like it's Green Lantern and Wonder Woman fairly close, then Superman, then the Hulk just edging it out here and being the strongest. So they know about durability. Well, even while weakened, Superman was slammed hard enough that just the mere shockwaves from the blow dwarfed the planet that they were on. He survived a red sun energy blast that punched a 12-mile hole into the ground, then punched into orbit and hit to the moon and back, and taken a hit by the Claw of Horus, which is equivalent to being punched with a planet. Clark withstood pressure equivalent to a giant black hole, survived a supernova and survived a cosmic storm that actually mutated matter and energy. He has even survived the Source Wall explosion, the Sun Eater's implosion, the Red Sun Eater's detonation, and he was right in the center between the collision of New Genesis and Apocalypse. He's even absorbed enough anti-sunlight to vaporize half the galaxy, and Clark has even withstood death before. He's literally so durable that he withstood death. Then of Wonder Woman, well, she's been punched by Zoom from Themyscira to Paris to China and back to Themyscira at light speed. She's been punched by Power Girl from DC to Canada, been punched by Superman from the sun all the way back to Earth, even taking attacks from Mazo, who had more strength than both Superman and Wonder Woman combined. She's taken thermonuclear missiles and a heat vision blast from an amped Superman, yet wasn't injured by either. Wonder Woman's even survived the pressure black holes, taking hits from the Void Hound, and even survived the point-blank Empirix probe detonation. And then with Howl, while it does sometimes seem like Green Lantern's energy constructs are fairly easy to break and shatter apart, that's not necessarily the case. Howl has fairly remarkable durability. He's able to survive nuclear explosions, took a blast that could destroy the moon. He's perfectly okay after being literally kicked through a planet. He's taken punches in Superboy Prime, who is vastly stronger than Superman or Wonder Woman. Also been tortured by all the emotional entities at once. He's also taken attacks from Parallax Sinestro, taking a blast from Mogo, who at the moment was end of an additional several hundred Green Lantern rings, and the guy's even shielded himself and others from a supernova before. And while Superman and Wonder Woman have both broken Green Lantern shields in the past, I kind of take issue with anyone saying they'll be able to do it as easily here. The main instance of Clark and Diana easily breaking Hal's shields were in the New 52 with a rookie Green Lantern who was significantly weaker. Over in Post-Crisis, no one could break his shields with so little effort. Not saying they won't be able to break his shields, just saying it won't be as easy for them to do here in this fight. And then finally, we got the Hulk. And right off the bat, he took a punch from Thanos that sent him flying backwards, completely wrecking a small town in the process, and Hulk just smiled and jumped right back into the fight. He's consistently brushed off attacks on people on Superman and Wonder Woman's strength level, like Thor, Hyperion, Juggernaut, and Hercules, all like they were nothing. He's taken nuclear blasts powerful to destroy islands and literally did not feel the attack, and even withstood an attack that was said to be like an all-consuming supernova. He's even proven that he's tougher than primary adamantium. He shrugged off an attack by the Mad Thinker that was capable of liquefying and molding primary adamantium. Hulk has also gone up against a villain named Galaxy Master. Someone could destroy planets of his blasts, yet Galaxy Master couldn't kill Hulk even when he increased his power 10 times over. He's also gone up against Hero Kala, who's able to break apart planets as a side effect of his fights, but his full-on blast barely even injured Hulk. Then there's Scar's 100 trillion ton punch, which didn't even really phase Hulk, and he started fighting literally right after taking it. Clark and Diana are really just going to have a tough time injuring him, especially considering that Hulk has a crazy healing factor on top of his durability. I mean, he's recovered from everything from broken limbs, destroyed organs, severe burns, and even brain hemorrhages almost instantaneously. Even with Superman's heat vision or Wonder Woman's sword, Hulk is instantly healed from 90% of his body being burned away, or being slashed up by Wolverine or Scar's old forced amped sword. So, should be able to heal here too. Then we can talk about speed. And obviously Hulk just outclassed here. He just is. I mean, he can still compete. He's fought against faster people almost his entire career. Even people like Sentry, Silver Surfer, Gladiator, and Hyperion. And Hulk isn't even necessarily that slow. He's just not on the same level as the other heroes here. So how fast are they? Well, Green Lanterns actually participated in fights where they were fighting at faster than light speeds. They started on Saturn and traveled to Earth in just seconds while simultaneously fighting. It takes light a few minutes to cross that distance. Superman's moved in nanoseconds, Wonder Woman's fought against Zoom while blind, and really all three of these heroes have caught Zoom in the past. Superman's the fastest one out of the three. He obviously holds that advantage, but Wonder Woman and Green Lantern are both fast enough to compete. I especially think that Hal is out there undersold when it comes to his speed. However, not about physicality, I want to spend a few minutes touching upon the other advantages these guys are bringing to the fight. Now, Hulk doesn't really have any. He's kind of a one-trick pony in that regard. The thing that makes him so dangerous is that one trick is insanely powerful and can beat just about anyone. Superman is sorta similar, His main advantage is his heat vision, but that's not going to be much use here. I've already been over how Hulk can resist/heal from it, and Hal has taken heat vision blasts from Cyborg Superman at point blank range and been none the worse for wear. The greatest advantage that Superman has here is that he's absolutely mastered his powers. He's able to use all of them in combination with one another to devastating effect. But really, the two here of true versatility are Wonder Woman and Green Lantern. Diana has a plethora of godly weapons like Lasso of Truth, which is unbreakable and literally holds onto somebody's soul, which is why they can't escape from it. And her bracelets of victory, which are capable of blocking any force that's sent against them. She can use them to channel Aegis lightning, using it to injure Skyfather beings, even kill elder gods. Then there's Diana's sword, which said to cut down to the atomic level, and she actually proved this by literally slicing apart an atom in order to cause a nuclear explosion. However, the king of versatility here has got to be Green Lantern. The guy can legitimately do just about anything. Anything and everything. He can just blast opponents, like when he blasted a hole straight through a Mazo, with the powers of the entire Justice League, including Superman and Wonder Woman, or killed Krona, a guardian of the universe. He's even one-shot Kryptonians and injured Superboy Prime. His contracts can also mess some people up, like actually crucifying Mongol, knocking Spectre's jaw off. Even Superman said that energy contracts always pack quite a punch. However, the greatest advantage, the biggest X factor here in this fight for Superman and Wonder Woman is their teamwork. They spent years fighting alongside one another, sharing tactics, strategies, trust, and at one point, even a relationship. Hulk and Green Lantern will be fighting as individuals. Superman and Wonder Woman will be fighting as a team. That's a massive advantage in their corner. With all that being said, who's coming out on top? Well, if it was just Superman and Wonder Woman versus Green Lantern and a normal Hulk, Superman and Wonder Woman win that fight more times than not. However, Hulk being a composite Hulk, being able to use World War and World Breaker feats is an instant game changer. If teamwork is Superman and Wonder Woman's X Factor, then Hulk being composite is Hulk and Green Lanterns. Hulk has the power to beat anyone here. Yes, even Superman. It would realistically require the other team's undivided attention in order to defeat. And that leaves Green Lantern free to operate, and I hope I've demonstrated that he's more than up for the task of fighting against these two heroes, probably even up to the task of beating Wonder Woman. Superman and Wonder Woman's teamwork will help them win some, but Hulk has the most raw power, Green Lantern has the most versatility. That's a very tough combination to beat, and they're coming out on top here. I bet you didn't see this coming, but Hulk and Green Lantern win. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off in the comments down below. Also be sure to like button, subscribe button, turn on notifications, join the DanCo army, and I will see you next time.